Hello everybody, ¿cómo están todos? Espero que estén súper bien. How's everybody doing today? I'm so excited for this amazing space that I created, and I'm so glad to have Coach B in the house in the Gigi Factor today for the first time here. And I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for being here. And let's start sharing this live. So let me just do the same thing before I bring Coach B, because this is going to be amazing. So let's start sharing. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay, I see it here. Great, let me share. Let's share, everybody. Okay. Great. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about this man. He's amazing, and we are together in Thinking into Results, which is a program for leaders. And oh my God, I have met so many people, but he is amazing. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about him. Art Berlanga called himself Coach B. This man is amazing. You guys are gonna see him. He is an educator, head football coach. Oh my God, you have to teach me how to play that. Speaker and mindset coach. Coach B has been teaching both young people and adults at levels for 11 years and coaching football for 14. Coach Berlanga is from Soledad, California, in Monterrey country. Oh, nice. Coach B has been awarded, listen to this, everybody. Coach B has been awarded the Golden Whistle Award in his leadership and influence in his community. Named Coach of the Year. Oh my God, so I have here, oh my goodness, a personality recognized as the Spotlight Leader of the Year for the city of Gonzales, California. And he was recognized in the U.S. Marine Corps and Glacier Clinics with the Semper, I think I'm pronouncing well, I guess, Coach Award of the Northern California. Coach Berlanga has bachelor's degree in English literature, master degree in I don't know how to pronounce this, Coach, but you have to help me in this. Physical education and certified Les Brown speaker. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to bring him right now because this is going to be amazing. Let me put it like this. So Coach B.
There you go. I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Coach B, how are you?
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Joe. Just happy to be here.
Yes, me too, Coach. Thank you so much. I want to thank you so much because you just said, okay, let's support her, let's do this, and I want to thank you forever and ever. And so let's start this. Let's speak fire because most like right now we're living in a world that we like our voices needs to be heard because we need to start impacting people in all the ways that we can, and we're being trained by the best, by the legend Les Brown, Bob Proctor, John Tallarico. These men are the top of the top. So we are here to do the same. So Coach B, tell us a little bit more about you.
Yes, as you mentioned, I'm from Soledad, California. It's in the Monterey County. It's Central California, pretty much smack down right in the middle. It's a big state, but right in the middle of California. And I'm in a community where it's it's all agriculture. So a lot of farm workers, right? A lot of field workers, a lot of low economic community, very humble, blue collar, hardworking people, back-breaking work, right? Picking strawberries, picking all your produce, your fruits and vegetables. That's where I come from. I'm a son of my father picked cotton in the state of Texas when he was growing up. He also picked in the fields. I'm a second generation American. My father was first generation from Mexico, and they migrated to Texas first, and then they came to California where I was raised. So that's where I come from. I come from a very small agricultural town here in the Salinas Valley, surrounded by great, beautiful mountain ranges, but also great fields of produce and vegetables and fruits and all that stuff. We feed all of America, right? Where I'm from.
Amazing.
Yes. So it's all agriculture. It's really big here, and that's where I come from.
Awesome. Okay. So
one more thing, Giselle, one more thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So I live in the valley, but there's also the beach, the ocean in Monterey is only 20 minutes away. It'll be east. So 20 minutes east, and then we have lakes surrounded by. So we live in a very beautiful space, beautiful place where we have the valley, but also we have the ocean nearby too if we want to go to the ocean. So it's beautiful out here.
Awesome, Coach. And I want to ask you something else, like, oh my God, I have to go there now that you mentioned beach and beautiful things. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta be there. This is going to be in my bucket list. So I want also you to tell us, like, what was the start, like the turning point in your life that you decided, to make a difference in your life, of course, starting with you, and then we can point to others, right? But what was this point, like, what is that point in your life that you said, okay, I have to decide to do something else and just go there and get anything and conquer anything I want?
Yeah, so I grew up, sports is a huge part of my life. Okay, so I grew up playing sports from a little kid, and I had this dream of playing college football. And no one in my family ever played a college sport, and no one in my family ever graduated from college either, right? So I had this dream of mine, and I knew it was gonna take a lot of hard work because I'm not the biggest guy. I'm actually I was always one of the smallest guys on the team. Every team I played on I was always one of the smallest guys. But you can measure my height, you can measure my speed, my arm length, my wingspan, but you can't measure what's inside here, right? You can't measure how bad I want it. You can't measure my passion for life. You can't measure how bad I want certain things, right? And I never let anything get in the way of that. And people tell me that I'm not fast enough, I'm not big enough, I'm not smart enough. And I used all that negativity, all that negative energy, I used it, and I used it as my motivation to fuel my fire, right?
Exactly.
To prove everybody wrong, to prove them all wrong. And I was able to accomplish that, right? So I had this vision, I attached action to that vision, and I worked diligently. I woke up early in the morning, right? I would train in the morning before school. I would go to class all day long. I'll go to practice, and then I have to do homework and do what I have to do for school that night, right? So I had to make a lot of sacrifices to my social life when it came to girls, all that stuff. So I had to make certain sacrifices because that's how bad I wanted it, right? I was not going to let anything stop me from doing that. And again, my main motivation was because I really want to represent my family very well. I wanted to make sure that all their hard work, all their sacrifices from coming from a different country, my father making the sacrifice he made, and my mother, to me, I would have been disrespectful, right? If I didn't use the resources and the privilege that I had, having both parents at home and guiding me and giving me that nurturing and just taking it to the next level, right? And that's what I'm doing. And the reason why I got into coaching and got into teaching is because I want to share all my experiences that I've learned through my life and bring it back home to my community, right? So I'm very passionate about that. So the funny thing is, every place I've taught at, every place I've coached at, I went to school there eventually, right? So at some point in my life. So I always want to have this desire to help people, especially people where I'm from, and give back everything I've learned through my experiences, because where I'm from, Giselle, there's not many resources, to be quite honest with you, right? Not much exposure. It's a very humble community, very hardworking community. So people, they work here seasonal. Usually people come from Yuma or Mexico. They come here to work, and they go to Arizona during the winter season. They go work and they come back and forth. So I have a lot of students who have to work in the summertime. Instead of going and playing sports and living their life, having fun, they have to go to work to help support their family, right? So that's where I come from, and I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that because I'm a product of that environment. So I want to bring everything I've learned in this life, my education, my experiences. I want to bring all that back so I can help the young Coach B growing up, and give him that guidance, give him that just that insight of life and what to expect it. And if you really want something, you can have it. You can have it.
Exactly. Wow, what a powerful story. That's amazing. And like I always think that when we think about others and how can we get somebody better, and even if we don't know these people, like we just think anybody that that we can help, this like the fulfillment that we feel in our hearts is amazing. Like that, as you said, I love that. Like they cannot measure my speed or like whatever, like my arm length or something, but my heart, what I feel in my heart, in my mind, what I'm going to do is like, wow, nobody knows that because I just have the desire, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. So that's very powerful. And so another question that I have, because wow, so basically you came, like in this humble community and everything, and then you got recognized for being the best of the best. Wow. So how was that? Like, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, the funny thing is, Giselle, it has nothing to do with talent. It has nothing to do with talent. So all I did was serve my community. That's all I did was give back, create programs, and collaborate with other community members and provide services for our young people, for our kids, programs. We help out the veterans, disabled veterans within my football program. We clean our yards. We do yard work. We take trips to the dump. On Memorial Day, we set up flags for the ceremonies for the veterans, and for that Memorial Day holiday, I bring my football team and we set up the flags, we set up the flag poles, and after the event's done, we come back and we tear it all down, right? And then on 4th of July, we're in charge of supervising the jump houses for the little kids. So my teenage kids, they supervise the little kids, and then we also pick up trash throughout the whole day because of the fireworks, the barbecue, the partying, right? And we pick up trash. And then we also do a lot of this, especially during COVID, within the last year or so. It'll be a year. It's been a year actually since we got locked down. So but that didn't let us stop us either. So we actually would serve at the food bank, at our local food bank, and give food to the people who needed food. So we would do these very things, and that's all I've been doing. Again, it has nothing to do with my talent. It has nothing to do with skill set. All it is serving and giving my time to give back. That's all I did. So I was able to get recognized for these very things, and of course I've had some really great success coaching football with my football program. We won a championship, and we did a lot of great things within the community when it came to sports. But that's just a very small part of what I'm able to do and why I'm here, right?
Yes. Wow, this is amazing. And you see, like, guys, like this is something that I have learned during being an entrepreneur, because I can, for example, talking a little bit more about like why I'm doing this, because some people is like, oh my God, but you got so passionate about like during the pandemic more than ever. And it's just because sometimes we live life just not finding what we like, what we can do for others. And I am chemistry student, and it's like this has nothing, let's say like nothing has to be with what I thought was my passion to this. So a lot of people, they said, why are you doing this? But I think that when God give you the opportunity to serve others and to help, something inside you start changing. And this is what happened with me. And now, it's the same thing. It's like you're serving others. It doesn't have to be like to have the, I don't know, master's degree or whatever. It's just, you have to just help others, and then you look at you got recognized, and this is amazing. And it's not only the recognition and all these things, but the fulfillment that we feel, it's out of the world. Like it's amazing. Wow. So I'm so proud of that. Wow. This is amazing. So that I like to talk about, well, I'm going to, this is the Speaking Fire series, and something that I believe is morning routines. I believe it, oh my God, so much, because when I started being an entrepreneur 3 years ago, I read this book, which is the Millionaire Success Habit by Dean Graziosi, and he started talking about mornings routines. And so of course, I started changing and investing on myself. What I mean is that reading books and listening to podcasts, audios, anything that could help me grow as a person and find my purpose. Because at that point, like, I didn't even know what was my passion, but I knew something was inside me, right? So I started doing certain things in my morning routines, but I want you to tell us, what is your morning routine?
Yes, I have a routine. The funny thing is, before the program, how we met through the TRR program with John Tellerico, I had a morning routine already. I just wasn't consistent with it, right? And I really didn't know if I was doing it right. It was just something I kind of just did on my own, right? But the thing is, I was just very inconsistent. So now I have a plan of action, right? Now I have very detailed, specific just a clear picture as far as, okay, this is what I'm doing every morning, and there's no if or buts about it. And now it's become to where, as you know, once you wake up, you just start that process, because I've done it so many times now that it's just part of my life, and it's part of my morning, right? So first thing I do, I get out of bed, I get on my knees, and I say a prayer of gratitude for everything I have in my life, because I live a life of gratitude. That's what I focus on, is what I do have rather than what I don't have. And then I'll have a Bible app as well on my phone. I'll do the verse of the day, I read that, and then I'm either working out, listening to my playlist of music or messages that I have. It depends what kind of mood I'm in. If I want to feel alive and I want to get pumped up, then I'll listen to the music. But then if I want to be more, if it's more of a jog type of running workout, then I'll listen to the message while I'm running, right? So I'm just constantly feeding my mind empowerment stuff, speakers, messages, insights, just life advice. And then I do my morning affirmations. I'll write out my affirmations every morning: who I am, who I want to be, right? I am able, I am willing, I am undeniably talented, I'm undeniably gifted, I am seeking what is seeking me, right?
Exactly.
I'm confident, I'm powerful beyond measure. So I write these things out. I say it to myself every morning, and I also write out my goal, right? Every morning, 5 times in the morning, 5 times at night. All right. So
Awesome.
These are things I do every day, and it's really empowered me. It's really changed my complete mindset. It's brought an awareness and a clarity to my life that I knew was there. I just didn't have it. And now it's clear as day, right? Now I'm on this journey now, and I'm just aware of it now, right? I'm awakened, I guess you can say. I don't know what the right word is, but
exactly. Yes, definitely. That will be, I think, a great word, awakening. Because I remember when I heard Les Brown one day say that you have to live full and die empty. I think that was the word that changed my life, because I said, oh my God, so then I'm not doing anything. I'm sleeping, I'm dying alive. And as you said, like, some things we I think, like, all this information is out there, but it's just a matter of investing in ourselves. Like, go and seek what is seeking. Like, everything you're seeking is seeking you. So if you have this feeling that you deserve more, because I think in humans we deserve more. We sometimes we say, for example, I don't know, something simple. I got this job and I feel good, but I want to feel better. What can you do to feel better? You have the power to do that. And sometimes we just let and just pass the years. And as I was talking yesterday with my team, like, what we did, like, sometimes we start just thinking about what we did in different years, and everything is exactly the same. Like, oh yeah, okay, so I have my year's resolution, and then like, years pass by and you haven't done anything. So we have to start focusing it. And I want you to tell us, like, 3 things that you think are very, very important in life, because, like, to conquer, and to find out the purpose of anybody.
I love this question. As I reflect on my life, again, this all started when I was just a teenager, and I had this desire to do something for not only myself, but for my family, right? Like I mentioned earlier, to be the first collegiate student athlete, to be a first graduate from college, a university in my family, I'm the first educator in my family. I'm the first head football coach in my family, right? So I've done these things that's never been done before, and I'm living proof, right, of that. Of it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. If you really want something bad enough, you will do whatever it takes to accomplish that, right? So number one thing I have to get to me where I'm at today is my belief, my self-belief. And if I didn't have my self-belief, I borrowed belief from somebody else, a mentor, a teacher, a coach who believed in me, who saw things in me that I necessarily never saw, but they saw something within me and they told me that, right? They spoke life into me and they empowered me with that belief. So I just borrowed their belief until I made it my own. So self-belief is big, or borrowed belief. The second thing is vision. You have to have a vision for your life, right? You have to picture your life exactly how you want it to go, what do you want in it and who you want out of it and what you want, right? And then with that vision, you have to attach action to it, right? Because dreams are just dreams until we put the work in to make it become a reality, right? So we have to attach action to our vision, to our dreams. We can't just, oh, I want this, I want that, but then do nothing about it and expect it just to come to you. No, you got to put the time in. You got to put the work in, right? And the thing about that, about the work and about, I call it, my favorite book says, right, you reap what you sow, right? You reap what you sow. So whatever you sow, whatever seeds you plant, whatever you plow your field, you water, you nurture it, it's eventually over time, it's gonna come to fruition, right? It's gonna come to pass. So persistence is the third thing, because you're gonna experience a lot of disappointments. You can experience a lot of struggle, a lot of misery, but those are all optional. Those are not places of residency, meaning you don't have to live there. It's just a season in your life. It's just a chapter of your life. And eventually you're gonna get past it. And instead of looking at it, why is this happening to me? Just switch the perspective. What am I learning? What is this that I'm going through teaching me about me, right? About me. So you use those tangibles, you use those lessons to empower you and to learn, okay, I made this mistake, or maybe I should have done this differently. But either way, whether I failed or not, I'm learning something about myself, right? I'm learning that I'm actually stronger than I give myself credit for. I'm more powerful than I give myself credit for, because there's certain things, Giselle, as you know, we have to learn through that struggle. We have to learn through failure. We have to learn through being discouraged, right? People leaving our life or cutting certain people out of our life, because we're on this journey altogether of self-discovery, right? Why we're here. What is our purpose? What is our purpose? Why do we wake up every morning, right? Well, mine is to serve others, right? Mine is to serve people, empower people, to coach people, to teach people. And that's what I'm about. So whatever your dreams and your aspirations are, I'm telling you, you cannot accomplish those things without believing in yourself, without vision, with the action, and then without persistence, meaning persevering, overcoming obstacles in your life, right? A good friend of mine, his name is Coach V. He says, life is struggle, struggle is life, but misery is optional. So we're all going to experience failures. We're all going to experience struggles in life, but misery is not a place of residency. We don't have to stay there. We don't have to live there. The place of pain, the place of discouragement, the place of brokenness. That doesn't have to be your life. You can use that to empower yourself. And when you look back, your pain turns into purpose. Your story now, what you've been through, and you share with other people, now empowers, inspires them. Like, man, if he can do it, if she can do it, I can do it.
Definitely. I love it. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. And something that I have learned is that we become the 5% that we surround ourselves with. And it's amazing how, like, when you start looking for people, not for people, but let's say, like, looking inside you and finding you start finding others that are the same mentality as you. And this is amazing. And you know that this page, I was like, I was not scared or afraid, just that I had something. I knew that I wanted to do something, but I just didn't know how to place everything. So as being trained by Liz Brown, I everything resonates to me. And I said, you know what, my page has to call, in my podcast and everything that I'm going to do is going to be called the Gigi Factor. So the Gigi Factor for me was 3 things, of course, that like resonate to me and change everything that I wanted to do, but I didn't know how. And based on my story and everything, that of course we're not going to talk about me right now, but I'm going to explain this, because you guys are going to see more of these interviews. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to ask this amazing question, because okay, the factor, the Gigi factor, what that means to me. The Gigi factor means, first of all, like Coach B, well, something that he said, but it resonates. It's like go all in, because sometimes we feel that, okay, I want to do something for my life, for my family, for anybody, but first you, because we have to like think what you want in life. So go all in. So, okay, I want to go, I don't know, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to write a book. I want to serve my community, whatever you want to do, right? You have to find this purpose, but go all in. You have to start just finding the right opportunities for you to grow. And the second thing is that I mentioned it through this life is invest on yourself, because the minute I started investing on myself, it was the minute that I started changing. All the success was, was flourishing and everything. And I started having like more clients, more, more people in my team that wanted to be, the better person and become the better themselves. And so what I mean by investing on myself and on yourself and on myself and everything is reading books and listening to podcasts, because sometimes we get time for everything in life, but we don't get time for us, like to start feeding our minds. And this is very important. And I remember I started like listening to like many videos and reading and everything, millionaires and successful people, because this is very important to mention. Successful people, they have mornings routine, they read all the time, they listen to like amazing things. So I said, okay, so I want to do something like them, so I have to start acting like them. So this is the investment that I'm talking. That is not crazy investment, it's just something that you have to at least 1 hour, or I do like so many, like all the time, right now it's becoming, of course, it became my habit. But that is a factor that I do, right? And the third thing that I mentioned in this Gigi factor is serving others. Just like Coach B got recognized just for serving. He's not like, oh my God, because I was the fastest, or because I was this and that. No, just because I serve the community. So the same thing as me. You have to do a great service, a service of greatness. You have to leave everybody with the impression of improvement. And so, Coach B, I want to ask you, what will be the Gigi factor in your life? He's like, okay, I said it all.
You said it. I mean, you said being all in, and I can't help but think about this story when you're sharing when you were just speaking of this eagle and chicken story. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but can I share the story?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
So I came across a story years ago, and I love sharing it because it's a very powerful story. So there was this chicken farmer. He goes on this morning hike every morning, and he came across this eagle egg on his hike. So he looked around, and there wasn't a home. He couldn't find its home. So he picked it up. He's like, I'm going to take this back with me to my farm and raise it with my chickens. So he did that, right? So the weeks turned into months, the months turned into years, and this eagle now became an adult. And it became its very environment. It became a chicken. It would peck for worms just like chickens did. It would fly just a few feet and then land on the ground, fall to the ground, right? Just like chickens fly. We all know chickens can't fly. So he lived this life for many, many years. And then one day he happened to look up to the sky, and he saw this beautiful, majestic bird soaring above the farm, just gliding in the winds. And he asked his chicken buddy, he's like, what is that? Who is that? And he says, oh, that's an eagle. They're the birds of the sky. And us, we're just chickens. We're the birds of the ground. And when he heard that from his friend, it didn't sit well with him. It created this, it ignited this longing in him, this desire in him that he wanted more. That very moment, he realized, as he reflected on his life, that this is not the life I want. I want to change this. I have these desires. I have these certain passions in life that I need to pursue. I want to fly just like that bird is flying right above the farm. So he made a decision that very moment. He said, do I continue to live my life the way I've always lived it? Or do I try something new? Do I dare to be great? Do I try and fail, because he'd rather try it and fail than not try it at all, right? Because he can live with some failing by making an attempt, by trying, but he can no longer live with himself without trying. So what did he do? He backed up. He began to flap his wings as fast and as hard as he could, and he took off. And that bird's life was changed forever. So how does that relate to us? Many people today need to make certain decisions in their life, right? Do I want to open up my own business? Do I want to pursue my dreams and my goals? Do I want to restore my marriage? Do I want to restore my family? Certain things that are broken, I can restore. I have the power to restore if I just shift my mind in a certain way, shift my perspective in a certain way. Or maybe I need to make a decision, start believing in myself and stop caring about what other people think, right? It's time for me to invest in me. So maybe that's a decision for people who are listening right now, who are tuning in, is that they didn't make a decision. They're either going to go all in or they're all out. But the thing about being all out is you're not going to get that joy. You're not going to get that fulfillment. You're not going to get that passion you long for and you want. You can't experience it unless you make a decision. You have to make a decision, right? So I guess that's the factor, is we have to make decisions to invest in us, to only allow certain people in our circle, in our corner, to elevate us, because there's a lot of people, as we know, we grow up with, and their friends, or maybe even in your own family. In your own family, you got certain people who are just all that stuff, right? And it's not positive. They're not elevating you, right? So it's all about elevation. It's about leveling. I call it leveling up, right? By surrounding people with great people like yourself, the group that we work with on a weekly basis. So you got to just be around people who bring the very best out of you, right? And even though you don't necessarily see the certain characteristics or gifts in yourself, but because you're around these people, they see it within you and they empower you, and you turn their belief in you into your belief when it's time, right? So
that will be wow, amazing, so powerful, and I love the story. Yeah, this is amazing. Sometimes I remember I was like, oh my God, I'm living my life like, I knew that I wanted to do so many things, but I didn't know how to put everything in place. And you see everybody like having fun or open up businesses, and you see, wow, no, I cannot do that. And it is crazy how we have more negative thoughts in our life than positive. So that's why we have been like, we need to be trained ourselves, in changing this mentality, because now more than ever in this pandemic, we have seen that so many people have died, yes, but so many people are living, but they're dying because they are just afraid of not doing anything, and maybe something happened, and I don't remember who said it, but the cemetery has the biggest dreams ever, because they just died, and that's it. Nobody pursued them. They had millionaire ideas, but because they were afraid, and they were like, oh my God, I'm not gonna do anything. And sometimes we don't even look for these opportunities for somebody. For example, if I want to be somebody, I'm not gonna go to ask the person that always tells me, oh no, you can't do this. No, let me start finding, let me go to the library, I don't know, something that even not even the library, just go to YouTube, right? And just start looking for the tools, because everything is here in one form or another. So okay, so that's amazing. And the last thing, Coach B, you know that what represents me is this amazing crown, right? So I always put my crown on, and I feel amazing when I have my crown. Like, in my mind, I always have a crown, right? But not right now. You can see it. So for having a crown in like, for me, it's like standing up, few how you say, uplifting people and helping another people, and showing that when you have your crown like really like well placed, you will conquer anything. You cannot really like start looking down or on the side. No, you have to be straight up, and then walking with with how you say, like stomping, like, yeah, that's how you say it in English. That your steps will like resonate to others. So what will mean to have your crown as a king in the life of like that we're living in the life of others, because this crown for today is for you. So tell us.
So it's funny you asked that, because my first name is my first full name is Arthur. So I've been King Arthur my whole.
Yes, so, that's awesome.
So yes, and everything you just illustrated right now, right? With the symbolization of the crown and what that represents is it's a mentality. It's a mentality, right? So if you think like a king or queen, you're going to start behaving like a king and queen. You're going to start living like a king and a queen, because you're not going to accept anything that's mediocre, anything that's undervalued of who you are and what you want, right? Because you walk that way, you present that way, you think that way all the time. And how do kings and queens act and think? They want to be the best version of themselves every day. And that is it. And make everyone around them better. So that's what that means to me.
Awesome. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, you're right. The mentality that we have to develop is it's just whatever you want to develop, but develop it in a positive way that, of course, first will help you. And then when you are in a right position to help others, then you have to start just helping others and trust us, because we've been there when we're, and what we have accomplished is nothing in what we're going to do, because we are here to impact others. We are here to leave this world in a better place. We're here to die empty. Right. Not full. Because the day, exactly. Come on. I love it. And this man always says, come on. That's why I said it. So, so it's true. So because, you know, and right now, I remember when I started, you know, being in the Power Voice, I was like, why I'm here? Like, wow, this is true. You know, I've been following Les Brown since I started, you know, opening my business and everything. And I said, wow, this dream came true. And we always say that what we are seeking is seeking you. Sometimes we get too desperate. Oh my God, I'm trying this and I'm trying that, and nothing happened. Well, guess what? Everything is a process. Nothing will come just right away. You don't put, you know, you always have your crown on. It's just that the matter of understanding that you have to start acting, even if you don't see it, right? I didn't even saw my, like, I was like this, and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But the minute I understood that I have a crown, that I'm a queen, that I'm going to help other queens put their crown, not you know, not tilted. No, you have to just help others flourishing, and it's really amazing, because the minute, as we said in this whole meeting, is that we have to pour first in ourselves. We have to find this right path. Whatever you want to accomplish, what is exactly what you want, write it down. What is exactly what you want to be next year, right? Okay, I want, let's say, I don't know, something that I was doing my whole life. I want to have the best body ever. But guess what? The whole year I was eating and eating and eating. So what? It's going to bring me nothing. So this year I said, no, I'm not gonna let this, you know, this mentality pass all my years. And I just look at other people and they have amazing bodies, and I'm not doing anything. So what I did, like what I do now is just, okay, I have this mentality. I have to just put it in, you know, in actions, because we can say so many beautiful things, but at the end of the day, when they tell you, okay, so you said all this, so what are your results? Thinking into results. So that's why we are here, and this page is created to empower others and to speak fire. We're going to keep this series for this period of time, and I'm so happy and grateful for you, Coach B. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I want you know to tell us, I want you to tell us where they can find you, and you know, what is it that you do coaching, or tell us.
Yes, so I have a website, www.winwithcoachb.com is the name of my website. I'm also on social media. My handle is at a Coach Berlanga, letter A, like as an apple, and then Berlanga. But if you go to my website, all the links are on there as well. So www.winwithcoachb.com. And yeah, it's just, the funny thing is, Giselle, as I was listening to you speak, I couldn't help but think about, even as the things I've accomplished in my life, I'm not done. I'm still I still got more work to do, right? I'm just barely getting started, right? So
Exactly.
even the people who are successful, who own their own business, or just they're living out their dreams and living out their passions, right? But I've done that, but also there's always new things that I want to do. There's new challenges, right? Because the challenge is always I accomplish one challenge, overcome one challenge, and the next challenge is the next challenge, right? So I'm always looking for the next thing, right? What can I do to better myself? What can I do to help other people, right? So I've made some decisions in my life that are very drastic, and I'm on this journey where I want to be I am a mindset coach, right? I've been coaching for a long time, and I'm a speaker, and that's also creates a lot of momentum, right?
Yes, yes.
So I don't know, just everything we just shared and talked about for this last 30, 45 minutes or so, I'm living it. I'm not just talking about it and sharing what I've been through. No, I'm still going through this process, right?
Exactly.
I'm still overcoming the negativity, the self-doubt that I deal on a daily basis. I still have to fight those things because the difference between successful people and people who are not successful is they all experience negative thoughts, right? They all experience negative circumstances and negative things that happen to life, but they don't focus on that. They focus on the positive. What can I do now? Okay, this is what I've been through. This is going on. Okay, how can I overcome this? They're always looking for the next thing to better themselves, right? And like you said earlier, you can't serve or help other people if your cup's not always has to be overflowing first, right? So you gotta invest in you. You gotta focus on you first before you can help anyone else.
Definitely. I love it. I love it. Yes, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my God, this is awesome.
Mhm.
And I want to thank everybody that are here listening to us and the one that are going to listen to this because this is very powerful and we are here to impact and keep impacting every single one. And we are here with a mission, as Coach B said, we are just starting. So if you think that, oh my God, they are amazing, well, no, this we are just starting. We're here to serve others and help others find their purpose. And something that, before we go, I was listening. I'm in lesson 11, and Bob Proctor says this is nothing. This is nothing. What I did is nothing in comparison what I'm going to do. And I'm like, what? Wait, hold on. You are Bob Proctor. We think like these successful people, oh no, they're very successful and that's it. They have more like desire to do more things. And if you in this moment you think, oh, okay, I did these things and you are in how you say plateau, right? Like, no, something has to start changing because one goal leads you to another goal, as Coach B says.
Mhm.
And even like more successful people, they think this is nothing in comparison of what I'm gonna do. I said, what? So I'm just starting. So we are just starting with this, and just keep tune with all this page. Go follow Coach B, and let's keep impacting. Let's keep speaking fire. And thank you so much, Coach B, for being here with me. And God bless you.
Thank you.
And yes, bye.
Bye.